What's up? This is In the Mix with Clay Allen. As usual, I've got Philip from GeekOmelet and Joe from Red Cabin Acoustic. So let's get into it. We're going to be talking about counterfeits. This is Counterfeit. What do we call it? Duo. So here we go.
Hey guys.
Howdy.
Good evening.
How is everybody? How was everybody's week? 2 weeks.
Stressful.
Yeah. No, stressful is definitely a word that was in my vocabulary this week.
Yeah, long week. Good week. Long week. Yeah.
Yes, I had my
so stressful. I don't want to talk about it. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, the holidays won't come soon enough, as far as I'm concerned.
You want them over and done with?
No. I mean, I know that yes, the holidays can be stressful, but I do look forward to them. So.
Okay. I had my second night alone at the radio station Friday.
Ooh, how'd that go?
There was bumps. There was definitely bumps.
You're still employed though, right?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't so bad.
I had to play an extra, I think it was 2 or 3 commercials because I couldn't remember which fader brought the music in, and I was doing the halftime show in between, for the football game. So I was a little nervous. So I just played more commercials and called the station manager. And I was like, which one does the music? Because ironically, there isn't one that says music. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, there's no, they haven't labeled it music. They're all like comp 1, comp 2. And I'm like, oh, I can't remember which one's the music.
Oh, you mean computer 1, computer 2?
Correct.
You guys are going to have to forgive me. I'm going to step away for just a second. I just realized I forgot my major prop.
Good luck. So when I got my board made, when I ordered my board a long time ago, I called the manufacturer, and we actually got the buttons all in custom graved, and I have extras. So like when I've got the Mac input, I've got computer. We've got the White Orbit channel 1, channel 2, and then we've got CD 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got them all laid out. We got so they're on the buttons. But
that's
if it's just a computer, then it's hard to know. But
I mean, it's easy for everybody that's been there for a long time.
Yeah. 3x5 cards are going to be 3x5 cards. Are you going to be your friend?
Just I've been writing notes everywhere and keeping them in my mailbox.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to. I'm not there frequently enough to start having it down pat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
a dear friend of mine who used to board up at a lot of different stations. He had a common gig, but he would help out other stations. Yeah. He would have a 3x5 card up in front of him all the time, so he would remember which station he was at for legal IDs. So he wouldn't mess that up. Where am I? Where am I now? Where am I today?
Yeah.
And I have another actually a friend and an employee of mine who does sports all over Ohio. He's a well sought after sportscaster. So he calls sports for a variety of different universities, a bunch of different sports, and I don't know how he keeps all the station names and all the athletes' names and
right, like how does he not go to another station and not say the wrong name?
He's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah,
and he works for NPR during his day job. He works for NPR. So
okay, yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound good.
Good.
You sound good.
All right, I'm ready to go. I got my props and.
Alrighty. So this is not going to be, as usual, led by me because I'm not the man with the ideas. I'm the man behind the curtain. Call me Oz.
Okay.
The great and powerful.
Mr. Wizard.
I am the great and powerful. But this whole counterfeit thing,
I am.
Yeah. You have been opening my eyes to a lot of stuff. So I think it's going to be helpful for everyone, not just us, not just me and Joe. Well, Joe, it's you two. You guys know. So
what's my name say? DSDSDSD?
I don't know. It's whatever you put in there, I think.
You have to type it into the EV Mux when you log in.
I didn't type in anything.
I'll fix it.
Well, it'll default to anything that might be there. Like I didn't type my name in. Because when I
That's
clicked on it,
that's
it gave me two options. I had
that's
Philip and
oh,
Philip
that's
GeekOmelet.
that's funny.
Do you want Red Cabin there or
Yeah,
just
Joe is fine.
Okay.
RCA Joe, I don't care.
I got Joe. Joe.
That's
Welcome
Is
to
it
the
not
cabin.
saving it?
welcome to the cabin.
Yeah, see? It's so sultry.
Well, I've got the mic, the Shure mic that puts the SM7B to shame today, but we can talk about that later.
Ooh. Ooh. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. Yeah, I don't mean to be a dog with a bone when it comes to counterfeits, but you know, it's the silly season, it's the holiday season, and people are hurting. Most people are hurting, and
Can't seem
so
to change it, just so you know. It's not letting me.
Oh no, it's changed.
yeah,
Oh.
it changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says Joe, and then you added RCA underneath. Yeah, they're
Oh,
both
okay.
they're both there now. It's good. It's all good. I didn't really mind. I was just curious.
I put the RCA because it was acting like it wasn't accepting it. So I'm like, all right, I'll put another name in.
It's all good.
Hey, did anybody notice I changed my band color?
Yeah, you matching the ear cups.
I am. I'm matching. So it's the silly season, and everybody's hurting, and prices are up. It's sort of the perfect storm for bad news, and you know, there are a lot of people who have family and friends and themselves who want to get into podcasting or broadcasting or YouTubing, and they're looking for a microphone, and they're looking to save a buck, and that's a pretty deadly combination in some cases. I guess it depends, but I don't like to see anybody get ripped off, having been ripped off myself. So this is kind of a pet issue for me, the growing amount of counterfeits out there, for multiple reasons. I'm not happy with the manufacturers, the original manufacturers, and how they're handling it. Had a conversation with some guys at Sennheiser about a week ago, only to discover that, gosh, the internet was wrong, and they don't serialize every single microphone that they make. Just some. So, and neither does Shure and other brands, which makes the whole problem worse. And then there's the counterfeiters themselves. So we had this conversation, and I wanted to expand on it more because I know more and more people are looking for deals. And the only other thing that's changed is I think when we were talking originally, it was about the danger of the used market, and that still exists. But hey, I buy a lot of mics used.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's counterfeiting has spread so far that it's no longer the used market that is the only dangerous place to go. You can very easily buy really good looking counterfeits that, you know, unless you know what to look for, and that's not what we're going to be talking about tonight because I don't want to give away corporate secrets. But unless you know what to look for, how to find out, you know, you could be buying yourself, what is a $10 mic, thinking it's I don't know, a $449 SM7B.
And going, I got a deal because it was 150.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, quite honestly, you can go on AliExpress right now, and for $48, you can buy an SM7B, an AliExpress SM7B. But when you get it, it says Shure. And from everything that I've read, the counterfeiters, they can move quickly. And so things that were tells, you know, on the SM7B, it used to be, do I have my fake one here? What to do that? Anyway, you used to be able to tell if the wires. If you extended it, a real SM7B, the wire would not wrap around one of the nuts, right? But a fake one is long enough to push over the nut.
The interior colors were different of the wires, and the cap color was different. And
so the last real proof that I could see that an individual could check, here I'm giving away the sauce, is that when you took off the back plate,
Where did it go?
When you take off the back plate of a fake SM7B, there's a piece of brass, a brass plate in there that all the wires and the connections and I think a little circuit board connect into a circuit board. And on fake SM7Bs, it was not brass. It was just sort of a steel, tin, metal color. But now I saw a video from a young man who spent $50 on an SM7B on Temu, and he took off the plate, and it was brass. So they're moving pretty quick on checking off the list of their mistakes.
Right.
And it's a shame. It's a shame.
So it's
Yeah,
like
but
they're finding like stuff that's gold or whatever. It's not really brass, or it's just a fake something that they can put on there cheap. Correct?
Yeah, it's just it's probably not brass. It's probably just a paint
Right.
on the material. But I honestly don't know because I don't have one of those. My fake SM7B, which for the life of me, I don't know what I've done with.
What were you going to say, Joe?
well, you can get anodized aluminum in just about any color. I mean, you can get. I mean, I used to make 1,000 years ago. I used to make jewelry. You can buy sheet metal in any color you want, so it's not exotic at all.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're just getting some
Yeah.
relatively inexpensive material that they can make these up with.
I just, I think I'm right. I think you're right, Philip. I think it's really very wrong. Everything about it's wrong, except that going to Temu and buying $50, expecting to buy an SM7B for $50 it seems to be a little bit silly.
It's the expectation that they can actually go there and get that. Like just what you said. Shame on you.
But I don't necessarily feel bad for the individual who should know better. But the problem is mom and dad, brother and sister who are looking to get a legitimate gift. They don't know.
No. Yeah, I get it. I'm just, yeah. I mean, I
Sorry,
think
I didn't mean to.
No.
Not laying into you, Joe.
I know you're not, but I think the other part of this discussion should be if you can't get a 58 or 57, and you only have a tiny bit of money to spend, a really, really good option. I mean, if you don't really know if you're going to stay into this for a very long time, would be an XM8500, right? I mean, that's the other thing we can talk about is like, if you're not sure you're getting the real deal, you can get what everyone knows is a great $20 microphone if you don't have the $100 to spend at a reputable dealer. Now, if you spend $100 at a reputable dealer, you'll have that microphone for the rest of your life until it gets stolen or you lose it. That's the thing. And then if you spend $100 and you decide to sell it, you can sell it for 50 or 60, maybe. Right? Now that we know that there's lots and lots of counterfeits out there, is the used market going to dry up? We'll only be buying from our friends, maybe.
Yeah, and then the other shocking thing that Clay and I talk about is the list of not every single mic brand / series is counterfeited. Obviously, they go after the bread and butter, but it's a significant number and it's growing every day. For example, I think the last time we got together, I told you guys that you can now buy an SE, which is a Chinese brand to begin with, but a quality Chinese brand.
Yes.
You can buy a counterfeit SEV7 on AliExpress.
So there's probably a small group of employees at the factory that have like this area that they go to in the back, and they're making this is what they do on their lunch break.
Because Philip, I know we talk about it. Do you know where SE is headquartered? I mean, many of these companies have right? They're United States, but they manufacture a lot of stuff in China and Mexico.
SE is a Chinese company.
Is it? It is a Chinese company from the get-go?
Yeah, the guy who started it, he's a wealthy Chinese gentleman who has apparently in the past worked with Rupert Neve when he was learning the business. And then he's actually the only company that Rupert Neve has lent his name to in a partnership. They actually have a Rupert Neve and SE microphone. I forget what the model number is. They are a quality microphone manufacturer. They control every aspect of the manufacturing process. They own every part of it. They don't outsource to anybody, and they actually have production standards. And if you were to buy an SE microphone, you would not likely regret it unless it just wasn't good on your voice. So that said, I think it's ironic that the counterfeiters are counterfeiting a 100% Chinese company.
It says their headquarters are located in Novato, California, but
Okay.
they come from, and I know I'm gonna torture this, or what's the word? No, butcher. I'm gonna butcher this name. Suizhou in Shanghai is where they were founded.
So maybe they have a lot of places.
They're
a lot
in California and Switzerland and the UK.
A lot of places have international offices.
Right.
So, yeah. I love my SE.
Me too.
Yeah, they're a Chinese-founded company, SEA Limited in Singapore. They're a Singaporean. Oh wait, it says Singaporean. Well, Singapore's China, right? Is Singapore China?
Yeah.
It is
Or
now.
Singapore.
Oh,
Wait, and Shanghai Electronic SE is a Chinese. Maybe these are just different companies called SE. Google.
maybe.
Now this
Maybe.
what I found just says their headquarters are located in Novato, California. The company was founded by Sui Zhao in Shanghai, China, and has manufacturing facilities
Yeah.
in the region. In addition to California, there is Swiss and the UK. Hitchin? Whatever that is.
But they do all of their their headquarters, its design and production are in Shanghai.
There you go.
So and again, I'm not saying that they're an excellent company and you would count yourself lucky to own an SE microphone. They're not, I'm not lumping them in with counterfeiters, but I just think it's ironic that even a Chinese company, there is no honor among thieves.
No. Real quick, I want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Life Stream Consultants is here. How you doing, Chris? And King Paco. How you doing, Paco?
Hey, Paco.
I want to know if anybody's looking for a Roadcaster Duo.
I was full screen, so I didn't even see the chat. So I went back to small screen now.
And then we've got somebody in here. It says Alan Vale 10, asking my opinion on Fine. I think Fine's a great budget microphone company. So,
I just think if they want to be called anything other than Fine, they should spell their name Fine.
I agree. I mean, I say Fine for them. I'm used to it now, but it took me a while.
Yeah,
it's Fine or Fine, fine. But it's
Fine is an excellent way to get into the world of audio recording and microphones. And someday maybe they will be we've talked about this, but a higher end brand,
a bigger,
but
they
make a decent product.
I have to say, probably currently, for a multitude of reasons, they're my favorite budget mic brand.
Mm-hmm. And that's no insult either, because that's where they're playing. That's where they choose to play. That's where they're carving out a name for themselves.
No, and it's a good spot. Like
nothing wrong with that.
There's a need for that spot, so that's okay.
And they don't got to worry about anybody counterfeiting them.
Probably not.
Not yet.
At the prices they're charging, there's probably not enough profit in it.
$36.99. This thing's $7.
Yeah. So
right, but you see what they've done. They we all got introduced with that microphone, and now they've started iterating with better and more expensive microphones. They're really growing that company.
They're good.
I think they're doing it the right way.
They're on their way.
I'm of the mindset that they're not really. They are definitely iterating, but I don't think that I think the thing that is driving their pricing is the thing that's driving out everybody's pricing. It's the cost of manufacture, the cost of import. The cost of, okay. Well, we've just discovered that the Rode Signature Series NT1 Signature 5th generation does not like bumps.
Oh, yeah, no.
What was that? Was that the? Yeah. Wow. That's the microphone. It doesn't like it. Uh-oh.
The capsule might be a little loose. You might want to check it.
Yeah. I'll get right on.
A little microphone. No, I'm just.
I understand what you're saying. It's something is loose in there for sure.
Yeah. Up here too. Couple.
Yeah. Without a doubt. So, I think with the holidays coming on, that we need to talk about this. And, because it's easy to get fooled. And it's so easy to get fooled that it's my feeling, and I've expressed this before in the group, but I'm going to express it again, is that there is a list of microphones. I call it a microphone blacklist, that unless you are an experienced, what's the word, audiologist, microphonist, microphile, thank you.
Microphile, there you go.
You should stay away from, because it's just too easy to be fooled, to be ripped off. And I don't feel bad saying that, because there are plenty of microphones in a wide range of prices that would not be on that blacklist. And you may say, Phil, where did you get that blacklist? And I would say, in my head, but I'm working on putting it out pre-holidays. So stay tuned.
I've been doing research all day, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to get specific records, but I've been digging, and I've started my own little list. So,
well, maybe we can combine our efforts, because I think,
and and these will be available. You said pretty soon on Geek Omelet on YouTube.
I'm going to do a video on it, since I finally started publishing videos.
That's what we need.
You've got 4 or 5 videos that I've done recently, and there's more coming. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do, actually, this is going to be an ongoing series, but I'm going to start off with the blacklist. And it's pretty simple. If you don't confidently know what to look for, what you're doing, and you're not, more importantly, you're not in a position to do the extra work. Because let's be clear, it is hard enough to find the right microphone for your voice. To have to add into it the worry of, is it counterfeit? How do I figure out if it's counterfeit? I have a limited amount of time to figure out if it's counterfeit. Do I have time to do that? Am I going to be able to get my money back? Do I want it to deal with going to the post office, packing up, going to the post office, shipping it back again? Do I really want to deal with all that? Or do I just want to be able to buy what is, as best as I can figure at the time of the list, a safe group of brands and model numbers within those brands? Or I'm sorry, a group of model number and specific brands within those model numbers that you just avoid.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll do a white list. White list is harder to do because it keeps changing. But
do your due diligence when looking for mics. Like, if I'm gonna go for an expensive mic, I'm not going if the price is too good to be true. It's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna go that route.
But Clay, I would ask you, because the counterfeiters are not stupid. And yes, I was just mentioning, you can go on AliExpress right now and they're on sale because it's coming up to Black Friday and they're trying to leverage that. Yeah, you can get an SM7B for $48. But the thing is that exact same microphone is going to be going on sale on a variety of places, not for $48. They're going to be putting it on sale for $329. And if you saw $329 or $300 for a brand new SM7B, you might go,
you might
that's
think
not too good to be true.
Yep. You might think that.
Or I'm sorry, what is the SM7B going for now? Is it $359? I forget the pricing.
No,
wait, the DB is, you know what? I should just look this up and be done with it.
I think it's $399.
Isn't it $350 and $399? Is that what it is?
Like that, yeah. He's looking.
Let's be honest. The SM7B is the Joe Rogan mic, so everybody wants to be Joe Rogan. So the SM7B at Sweetwater is $40 off for $399. So it's ordinarily $439.
Yeah. And then the SM7DB is the $500 one. So
if the SM7B were $350 from a retailer on Amazon, I think most people go, hey, good deal. It's not too good of a deal, but I'm telling you, it could be and likely could be that exact same microphone that you could buy from AliExpress.
But there again, like we said, who else said it? Aging Well podcast. If you're going to spend that kind of money and you're looking for that quality of a microphone, just go to where they're sold. Not, oh, I'm going to go here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you should go to an authorized dealer
Mm-hmm.
or go to Shure.
Right.
Go to the Shure website, and if they kick you off to an authorized dealer, you know they'll take it back if you have questions. I mean, that's just the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart even within that. For example, well, Amazon isn't an authorized Shure dealer. I've heard Shure say that all the time. But there are Shure microphones all over Amazon, legitimate Shure microphones,
Right.
because Amazon is a marketplace with lots of dealers. And a lot of these dealers will buy inventory from legitimate dealers if they're not an authorized dealer. And as long as that mic is registered, usually Shure will warranty it. You know, they're I think not as worried about the legitimate dealer list these
So
days as
there
they
is
used
a
to be.
Shure store on Amazon. Is that their actual store?
Mhm.
Probably. So maybe it's changed. Maybe Amazon has gotten themselves authorized by Shure. I swear I heard them say they weren't, but you know what? That was a while ago. And things change quickly.
I think there's a difference. I think that there's just like there's a Buy Faley and a Pro store on Amazon, but Amazon is not a authorized retailer
A dealer, yeah.
because there's so many other places on Amazon that you can buy them. So
Good point.
one
Right.
doesn't make the other one true.
Here's the other thing. And hey, if you like Amazon and you like giving money to Jeff Bezos, the second richest man in the world, then by all means buy from Amazon. But you should go support your local music store.
Well, so there's a couple things with that. Go to support your local music store, whether it's musician's friend or wherever.
Bob's
but
Audio Connection.
Whatever. Well, yeah, whatever. But there's also places like Full Compass in Wisconsin. There's Broadcast Supply Worldwide, and once you start working with them, you have a salesperson, as you know, and you get to know them. And sometimes they'll tell you when things are on sale, or what are you looking for, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think
And
that
these
working with a company that is a big retailer can sometimes give you, I mean, I get educational discounts because I work at a college, university, So, I mean, I don't use them for myself. I buy my own, but when I buy stuff for school,
So these are companies that you can access online.
Yeah, Broadcast Supply Worldwide, Full Compass Systems. Yeah.
So everybody knows that if they're looking for it and they don't, I don't have one of those in my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can go
So
online.
Clay, can you make a list
A list of
that just appears as we throw up a good point?
I maybe.
I'm just kidding. I'm
not that good
busting
yet.
your balls, man.
Oh, you know what I can do? I can just write it down and then I'll just hold it up like this.
Yeah. So let's.
Well, we could also put it in the notes after
Yes,
this gets posted. We could add our own notes.
And then we're going to make some shorts video just about these individual topics. So if you're going to buy a new microphone, one, make sure you're buying from an authorized retailer or the manufacturer. So buy from the manufacturer if they have a store, or buy from an authorized retailer. Our strong suggestion, because we support retailers, and everybody is in need, go support a local retailer in your area if you can. So if you've got a music store and they'll match Sweetwater or Guitar Center, or if they'll match a good price on it, then go support them, because Lord knows local businesses need the help.
Yeah.
So buy from an authorized retailer if you're going to buy new.
And also, I just wanted to say hi to everyone in the chat. And I don't know if I know that we've all had a hard time reading the chats. Philip, I just found out that if you go over to the chat and you mouse over it, it pops up so you can actually read it. So,
oh, nice. See, I don't know what this version looks like because I have it all the time.
I didn't know that
in there.
Oh, there's a little on mine. There's a little plus sign. So
yeah, I just discovered that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So
look at that.
So I read today that the E series from Sennheiser are getting heavily
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't you just say something about this one the other day, Philip?
I did. I did a video on the E835. It's a Black Friday deal right now that it's a Sennheiser Black Friday deal where they're selling
$80.
the E835 and the E845.
45. Yep.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
E835 and E8. Good Lord,
I think it was
brain.
845, but unless it was
Oh,
845.
A845S, 835 and 845. Thank you. And then the S versions, the Switch versions, because they actually make a legitimate version with a
So
Switch.
that's what this is. This is the Switch version.
For those of you young pups out there, an on and off switch is what they call a mute button these days.
It's in there. I don't want to move it.
So
I think it's in there.
I
Yes.
loved, total tangent, when Mike was doing I guess it was the Hisense Tank 2 review.
The Fine
Mike
Fine
Newman?
Tank 2.
Yeah, fine. And he was so excited that the mute switch muted the XLR as well as the USB. And I'm like, I'm old. I'm just so old.
So
Well,
a little off tangent, but as long as we're telling stories, I got a student who's working in New York for a large broadcast network, and they were talking about their web presence. And this was a few years ago, and these young executives were talking about, okay, we've got these pre-roll ads, and now we've got to find a way to put ads somewhere else. And what are we going to call them? And he goes, I think they're called commercials. It's like when Bandrew thought it was. I love giving Bandrew a hard time because he is so young. He's so sweet and so young and so naive. But when he first started talking about, oh my gosh, chapter markers, this is going to make it so much better for the viewing experience. I go, it's not why they're there, dude. They're there for commercials. They're not there for anyone's viewing pleasure. So anyway,
Yeah.
so
I'd love to be in that meeting.
don't be so naive.
These commercial inserts, we could call them chapter markers and tell people we put a bunch of effort into making them. Yeah.
Anyway, what goes around comes around, I guess.
Yeah. It was
But
my fault. I got off on a tangent.
Just for the heck of it, I went to, and I know we're not doing commercials here, but I just went to the SE, or the Broadcast Supply Worldwide website. I just clicked on SE. They've got some of the V7s, like the V7 Red. I haven't gotten to the bottom. $105. It was $149. So they probably have a bunch of deals going on. But
Does any money from that red one go to charity? Because otherwise, I mean, I have a chemical imbalance in my brain that gives me
then everything
unusual
makes sense
attachment
now.
to red. But
I don't know. But they have a bunch of other things here too. So a lot of capsules.
Did you hear what I said?
The V7 with a switch is $109.
So B&H has the V7 Red for $99.
Okay.
Which is what it should be selling for.
Right.
You should pay more for a red version unless big chunk of that is going to charity.
Right. And the regular V7 is $105. But again, some of the differences are some of these places have free shipping and some don't. So, that's the other thing that some of these manufacturers would give you is free shipping.
So there's one more thing I want to talk about if you're buying a new microphone, because we need to get onto the used one, and that's make sure that who you buy from, that you're well aware of their return policy, especially this time of the year, and especially if you're giving it as a gift. Because people are not going to, sometimes people buy gifts, surprisingly, 30 days before Christmas.
That's a long time.
So make sure that if you're buying it, that you're within the gift return or return policy. And there are retailers out there. It's one of the reasons that I still really like Musician's Friend and Guitar Center is they're very liberal 45-day return policy. And I believe that extends to used as well as new products. So, something to be aware of, especially another reason I'm not really thrilled with Amazon is I bought a Mac from Amazon a couple of years ago and it had a 15-day return policy.
Wow.
15-day, brand new.
15 days.
15 days.
Didn't you say there's some that have like 2-day return policies?
No, that's used, and that's through companies like, I believe, OfferUp. You have 2 days to file a dispute. Otherwise, it's yours.
Okay.
So let's talk. We'll talk about that in the used section. Did I leave anything out of the new, Joe? Anything you want to say about new?
Just that as you said, it's getting worse. Sures are getting hammered hard. Sennheiser's getting hammered hard. I think the larger the heftier the cost, the greater the chance of it being,
or the volume.
The volume,
like,
yeah.
Which is one of the reasons that Sennheiser E835s are very, very popular counterfeits. SM58s, SM57s, these are, $109 retail microphones. And they've been counterfeiting these since they were $99.
Right. 416s.
Yeah.
416s, and then the E-series of all variety are getting.
Check out both GeekOmelet and Red Cabin Acoustics for the forthcoming microphone blacklist.
Yeah.
A work in progress.
That'll be helpful though. Once you've got that up on there,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be a good tool.
And I think it's an ongoing series because it's got to evolve. It's got to change. And I think at some point I'm going to continue I'll report on what manufacturers are doing to combat this, and then what they should be doing, and then how they respond, and if they do anything more. So,
yeah, you would think for $1,000 microphone they could put a serial number on it.
If they could put it on, if they could put a serial number on $1,000 microphone, they can put a serial number on a $99 microphone.
There's no serial number on like the 416.
There's no serial number on the 835, the 845, the 935, the 945. On the box, only the box.
Yeah, it needs to be on both.
Nonetheless, there's a serial number on this road, on the inside of this road.
Yes, roads are serialized. Wonder if my newest, I know my old Electro Voices are. I don't know if my new Electro Voices are.
There's no reason not to have some type of unique identifying mark that leads. Even if they don't want to put a serial number, then put a QR code that leads to a batch of serial numbers.
Yeah, my AKGs are. So,
got it. Yeah. I wanted to talk about a little bit about what leads people to trying to get these deals. For myself, I was telling Phil earlier today, I've only got 2 what I consider higher end or whatever microphones, and both of them I got from Reverb because it offers options like Affirm, and you can make payments. So there's 2 different, like I was telling Phil, there's 2 different people that are buying these cheaper mics, or what they're think they're getting a deal. There's the person that has the money but just really likes a good deal and doesn't want to spend any more than, I got this for this much. And then there's people that just want something decent or something good and really don't have the money to shell out all at once, so they're finding places that can make payments on it or whatever. Those are two different paths that lead you to some of these counterfeits. So is Reverb specializing in do they specialize in used, or do they do new as well?
I think Reverb sells new and used.
Because I thought my SE41 I got it was new.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do sell new products. The Reverb has both new and used, I believe.
Well, I think it's a little bit like Amazon, that you could set up you and I could set up a store. Bark's got a store there because he sells some of his old obscure mics there, but some small stores also have space there. So I think both are true.
Yeah, it's interesting. You go to Reverb, there's Reverb, and then they have the Reverb outlet.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was just my take on what leads people to that. Because, like I said, if you really, really, really want a name brand, top quality microphone, go to the manufacturer, go to your local music store, or That's what I did. I went to Reverb. So because I don't have local stores here. Not like that. We live in Mayberry.
King Paco says, I went to Live twice and I say hello. He never answered. Oh, I'm sorry.
Live. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I think he does a lot of talk to text stuff, so sometimes it doesn't come out right.
So, Livestream Consultant says, right now, only 2 mics I would consider purchasing at the moment, the Earthworks Ethos or the Electrovoice RE20. Well, bad news. Both of those microphones are being actively counterfeited. In fact,
Even the Earthworks?
even
Yeah.
Earthworks. Even so, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. Well, still, again, buy from a reputable dealer, an authorized dealer, local shop, and you take a lot of that fear out that way.
So let's talk about used a little bit, because I think that's how most people are going to find their way into counterfeits.
Yeah.
You think?
I think, although I, like I said, I think the number of used counterfeit microphones is also unfortunately growing. Yeah. So let's talk about used. So Clay, you mentioned Reverb. I think we answered that question.
Yep.
I don't know what Reverb's policy is as far as taking in used gear any more than I don't know what Musician's Friend or Guitar Center policy of taking in used gear is. I suspect, since I've bought a microphone from Musician's Friend, a Shure microphone, and Shure, it was close enough that Shure was not able to say if they thought it was real or counterfeit, which in my mind says it's counterfeit if the manufacturer can't tell. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's another video in the counterfeit series as far as what are retailers who buy used gear's policies. What are they doing to confirm that the gear is valid? I suspect that right now everybody's hurting and everybody's trying to increase, the profit dollars. So spending money doing anything more than making sure it looks pretty and works is probably not worth their time. And so the burden, unfortunately, is on you and me. But I also think that retailers should take a more active role, and that can be aided by the manufacturers taking a more active role. It's a tough thing, though, because the reality is that the manufacturers don't make a dime whenever somebody buys a used microphone.
Right.
So,
no, they only made their money when they sold it new that one time. Yeah.
So I, as somebody who worked for a major manufacturer for 20 years, I understand. But you know what? I worked for a manufacturer who didn't dither about what their policies were, very clear about what our policies were and why. So, I have a problem with manufacturers who do lip service to the idea of helping consumers figure out if something is fake or not. Just be honest about it and say, so I can make a decision on where I'm going to go to buy or not buy. Embrace your policies, because, internal policies, they have consequences no matter what. Don't pretend to be something you're not. I don't fault Sennheiser for not having, for example, an active program where I can send photos into a customer service rep and say, hey, will you look at this? They were very clear and they were very nice about it, that their policy is that you need to send them the microphone. Obviously, you're paying for shipping and you're paying for return. And I'm sorry, and there's a service charge too.
Really?
At least there's a charge for them to do it. So at least they were very upfront and honest with me about it. I don't fault them for about it. I will buy Sennheiser microphones. At least I know where I stand with the company. They were also very clear about they don't serial number all their microphones. And they told me, the ones I asked about, they don't serial numbers. They're on the boxes only. Okay. So used. So that, I think, brings us to our first rule. If you're going to buy a used microphone, okay, and you don't have access to my blacklist, my forthcoming blacklist, or you don't care, because you know what? You don't have to care what I think. You should try and buy a product that has a microphone box, because at least the box will have the serial number on it.
Yeah.
If it's not on the mic, if it's on one of those blacklist mics, and that's a way you can tell if, just by registering it, just going to the manufacturer's website and putting in the serial number. If they're a legitimate and not legitimate, if they're a bona fide, boy, if
Authorized?
they care,
Authorized?
if the manufacturer cares, right, then you put in a fake serial number and they'll tell you the serial number doesn't work. It's not a valid serial number, and that way you know. And that leads to number 2, which is be aware what the return policy is. And Clay, you brought this up because eBay has a 30-day return policy, a guarantee, even if the seller says, I don't accept returns. If you buy an SM58 and it turns out to be a fake SM58, eBay will let you take it back and let you return it. If you buy a
So they're
fake
easily cost. And then
no, what they do is they hold on to the purchase money for most purchasers. So they'll release it after a certain amount of time.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Because
eBay wants to protect buyers, otherwise buyers will stop coming and they'll stop making any money.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
why.
it hard for the sellers because there are buyers who can take advantage of a liberal return policy. But we're talking about buyers right now. So
and what's the third thing?
well, I was just going to say along that second line, the return policy. So eBay does 30 days. Musician's Friend Guitar Center does 45 days. I don't know what Sweetwater is. Look at those. Mercari. I don't know what Mercari's is. I don't think it's 30 days. What's that?
I've never used them. I've seen it for a while, as long as they've been around.
I bought a couple of things. I think they've got like a 10-day policy or something like that. And then OfferUp has the worst. Unfortunately, OfferUp is where I bought most of my used gear over the last few years. And it's basically, you got 2 days. You got 48 hours to report a problem.
With Offer. Oh, that's the one you're doing. So I almost used them once, and I was super excited. It was doing for a Rode Pod mic, because I just bought one for comparison purposes. And I had paid, and the seller just never shipped it. So they ended up giving me my money back.
Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks, and he still hadn't shipped it. So I just was like, well, there it goes. I'm not getting a pod mic.
It got so bad on Mercari that in the last couple of years, they just added a buyer protection fee that the buyer pays. Some sites, the seller pays. Some sites, the buyer pays. Some sites, they don't charge for it. It's part of the service fee to the seller. So I guess the seller pays.
Go ahead, Joe, real quick.
Rode Pod mic used, $39 at Guitar Center.
Oh wow! See, that's a
what?
That's a
good
good price.
It's used.
Yeah, no, used is fine.
It's got a couple nicks on it, so I doubt that it's. I doubt that it's.
Matter, Phil.
I told Clay earlier today I'm going to be the Grinch that stole Christmas here, because guess what? One of them. Guess what? Is one of the most popular counterfeited mics.
The pod mic.
The pod mic.
So, do you think a used pod mic that normally sells for about $100 is selling for $40 is actually going to be a counterfeit, or do you think that's going to be just a good, legit used price?
I think you need to be aware of the return policy, and as soon as that microphone comes in, or if not before you make a purchase, ask the seller to share the serial number with you. Because Joe, can you think of a reason that as a legitimate seller, you wouldn't want to share your serial number?
Oh no, I'd put it in the ad. I mean,
that's right.
I don't think that Guitar Center does that. But if I were doing it, I'd put it in the description if it had one.
Okay.
That's right. So
ask for the serial number before you purchase.
Yeah. Now ask me if I know if the Rode Pod mic has a serial number on the device. I don't know.
Well, I thought Joe mentioned earlier that Rode's pretty good about doing serial numbers on most of their mics.
I have mostly higher end and condensers. So
I don't consider the pod mic a high end mic.
Well, the thing is too, these were so popular, and people have moved out of them to upgrade, that you would think that the used market would be flooded. But on the other hand, $39 is not much of a risk,
Right.
really.
There's that side of it too.
But there's a bunch here in the $60 range as well. So,
Yeah, I see it. It's the same one on Guitar Center because it's Guitar Center
Yeah.
Musicians Friend of the same company.
Yeah. But there's another one still in the box.
Is a good zone.
There's 69. There's one in the box for 75.
Oh, look at that
64,
sweet
64,
red one
64.
from B&H.
A red pod mic?
Yeah, B&H does a 50th anniversary, I think it is, or 30th anniversary. They have an anniversary edition.
Oh.
They do red, like Apple, except Apple. I don't know if they donate any money to charity, but Apple started that whole red thing for charity. So if you bought a red iPod, a percentage of the purchase went to charity. I don't know that everybody does that, but yeah. So
King
if you go to,
said that his pod mic does have a serial number.
there you go. Thank you, Paco.
So if you've never shopped at Guitar Center, when you go to the used section, so if you click on I'll just click on this thing here. When it opens up on the right-hand side, you can call item location, Guitar Center Brookfield. There's a phone number, or you can message them. You can email them and say, what's the serial number on that?
Yep.
So
You can
it's
ask them if it
really,
unlocks.
it's really, really easy to contact the store that it's at. Really easy.
So
Now
it's
keep in mind when you buy from Guitar Center and Musicians Friend, you're going to pay, I think it's $12. $11.99 is usually the cheapest shipping rate. So it's $39 plus $12.
okay.
Right.
Still a good deal.
But you might have one nearby too.
It
That's true.
was the whole finding these pod mics for these guys are $80, $85, $90. No, I'm not buying a used $100 microphone for $20 less than
Well, the other thing, as long as we're talking about buying used mics, when people get all their new stuff at for Christmas, a whole bunch of stuff goes on sale.
Yep.
In January and February, and the used market gets flooded. That's when I go thrifting for stereo equipment. Anyway.
So I have a picture. Paco sent me a picture of the pod mic, and it's got the serial number right on the outside of it.
Cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's really good to know.
Yeah, right on the back.
I like Rode. They're a classy company.
Oh my God.
So, okay. So what was your next question? You said, what was number 3? So we said, I said, make sure that if you buy a used, get the box or that it has a serial number on it and ask the seller. You shouldn't have to wait to receive it. So know what the return policy is, but get the serial number before you buy it. 9 times out of 10, if they won't share the serial number with you, they're either misinformed about what the risk of that is, or they know it's a fake.
I think we basically covered the third. It was C. Was just saying basically remember that just because the box has a serial number doesn't mean the microphone that's inside of it belongs to that particular box.
It's hard to get boxes though. I got to tell you, I bought used. I just for grins, I bought this Rode XDM 100 USB mic because I'm on a quest for the world's best USB microphone. And here, newsflash, I haven't found it yet. But I was like, man, I wish I'd get a box. I've tried to buy boxes of multiple microphones out there and I can't find them, shockingly. So you'd think it'd be easy, but yes, Clay, you're right. You're right. I'm just being the nattering nabob of negativity.
If you do find an older microphone with a box, it probably means that someone's taken really good care of it and puts it back in the box and under their bed when they're done with it, or in their closet or whatever. Most of the AKG mics I've purchased are in their original boxes.
Livestream Consultant says, does Neumann serialize their mics? They better.
I Googled it. I don't really know. And it says, yes, they serialize all of their instruments.
Yeah. At the prices they charge, I can't imagine that they're cheaping out and not.
Let me check.
Makes me wonder if the cheaper companies serialize their numbers. I mean,
brings me to this. This is a fake Neumann with a fake Neumann serial number.
Serial number that you said that registered or was able to be?
No, it did not. No,
Okay.
that was. Somebody, I watched a video. I haven't been able to re-find it, where somebody in the video purchased a Shure microphone that accepted a Shure mic update but failed registration.
So I'm looking at the Fine Tank 6. There is nothing visible on the outside for serial number.
Oh, I don't care about the Fine Tank
No.
6 being serial numbered.
No, I was just saying, I wonder if the cheaper ones do. Would be funny if they did.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all serialized. Look at this case he's got.
Yeah, this
what is that? Is that a Neumann?
The Neumann, yes, it's Neumann.
Yeah, I don't even.
Hello, Neumann.
I don't even want to show you. Actually, it's a little bit. It's too much of a flex.
Well, you've already done the flex with the big.
Yeah, come on. What is it?
Neumann case.
It's the 25th anniversary TLM 103. Only 500 of
Stern mic.
Only 500 of these are made black chrome.
Wow.
I got like that, like when your glands, what do they call that? I'm salivating.
Yeah, it's number 291 of 500.
Wow.
So that was
That's a pretty mic too.
That was my birthday.
Sucker.
My birthday present to myself a couple of years ago. I paid with my voiceover money. So
there you go. Hey, it's a good deal if you wanted it.
He was like, well, I'm either going to buy an F-150 or this mic.
No, actually, I was actually going to buy, I think it was going to be a 67, not a TLM 103, not an 87. I think it was a 67 or 47. And then I found out about the anniversary edition. And I called my dealer and he says, yeah, I've got a couple left. It was like at the end of the year. He's like, I got a couple left. I go, I'll never have a chance to buy another one of those once they're gone. I can always buy a 47 at some other time. So this is my most expensive mic. Most of mine are much more,
So if it's a limited edition paint job, but otherwise it's a TLM 103, is it worth more? I guess it doesn't matter because you're a user, so you're going to use it no matter what. You got it because you're a user. Did it cost more because it was a limited edition?
A little bit. Okay.
Oh, that would be like a Harley that was a special edition. It would cost a little more.
I think it was a couple $100 more. But after you're at $1,000, what's 12?
Yeah.
Is that what the 103 sells for now? $1,000?
I think it was 1,200. I think it's up to 12 now. They've been creeping up. I'm not sure.
Oh, I must be thinking of the TLM 102 is the one that's around 600, right?
That's not too bad. I was thinking higher than that, man. That's not too bad.
Well, you can get a TLM 102 for $81 on AliExpress.
Yeah, I've got one of those too.
I honestly don't want anything from AliExpress.
$655 on Sweetwater for the TLM 102.
TLM 103 is 12 right now. It's 1,200.
I'd be hard pressed. What if I had $1,200 to spend on a microphone? I don't know. I drool about the MKH 50 or the Sennheiser 441.
I'm a Lawton lover.
Oh God.
A lot of the Lawtons, I'm just like, oh my God. The Atlantis.
Yeah, the 3-in-1 mic, the Atlantis,
the Atlantis.
with that 38 millimeter caps. Okay, I'm getting off topic. I blame you. Bad play. Bad play. Okay, so we were talking about used microphones. So
no, I've used.
By the way, this is a used microphone that I bought on Facebook Marketplace. From a dude who acquired a whole bunch of microphones and other equipment from somebody that passed away. He knew nothing about them and just said $45 because he looked them up and saw the prices of them. And I said, $45, I'll come get it. So
I bought this NT1 5th generation off of Facebook Marketplace. And I think now I know why I got it for the price I did.
Right.
What was that, Clay? I had my headphones off when you said which mic.
What
was it? What mic was that? I had my headphones off when you.
This mic I was just saying I got on Facebook Marketplace.
And what is it?
E835.
Oh, E835. Yeah, you said that earlier. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great mic.
He had this. He had an SM58. The SM58 he wanted 75 or $80, and I was like, no. I was like, if you could come down lower, I'd buy it. I said, I'll buy both of them right now. I said, but that's $100 microphone at the time. Is it still $100? SM58?
$109, but it's on sale now for
Right, yeah,
$99
yeah.
for holidays.
Well, at the time, it was $100.
Yeah.
And I was like, I won't buy anything. If I'm going to buy a $100 microphone used, it has to drop below 60.
Yeah, 2/3 at the most.
Yep, I'm not doing 3/4.
Yeah, if you're not getting at least 30% off the retail price for a used product, there's no point.
No.
Unless it's your neighbor and you don't got to go far to get it, or I mean, even then, there's something to be said for getting a warranty on a product.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris said I can get a Temu one for $17.99 for the 103.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about not getting.
So here's the thing. This is the last thing that I'm going to say about it, and at least on this particular broadcast.
Yeah.
When it comes to buying a used microphone, unless you're well informed and willing to take the risk of buying a used product, and at a minimum having to do all the extra work that you're going to have to do to figure out if it's real or not, you need to avoid used products that are on my forthcoming microphone do not buy list. Do not buy used.
That looks familiar.
Yeah, I think I showed you this before. I can't remember if it was Temu or Alibaba or the other one. No, this is the 103. The 103. Okay. The fake 103.
I saw somebody did a video on that, Joe. They said that the body is a different shape, or shorter, or something is different.
Yeah,
it's not identical.
No, it's not. But but it's proportionally a little bit wrong and not the same size. Mm-hmm. But that's what they were going for. Mm-hmm. But it's the microphone CV103. But
that's what the name of his.
Yeah. Yeah. But I bought it just to gut. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
If you're going to go through the trouble of making a fake version of a microphone, I mean, otherwise, why not just call it the 103? But like, if you're going to make a fake version of something like the Sennheiser MK4, right? Which, by the way, the Chinese retailer I bought this from, they'd gotten rid of the word Sennheiser on here. So that's one of the ways they do this on those sites. But at least it is the right dimensions. It is the right shape. It is the right color scheme. It sounds like ass, but if I put this side by side with a real Sennheiser MK4, which I'm going to do, I got a buddy of mine whose wife used to record professionally on an MK4. We're going to get together and do a dual podcast. If you look at the back of the microphone, you can see a difference between the fake ones and the real ones inside.
Good looking mic.
But it's, yeah. I mean, there's a reason that Sennheiser microphones are copied. I was shocked to see that my favorite Sennheiser mic, dynamic mic, the 441, they sell a, what's that going for on AliExpress now? They sell a fake version of it.
Yeah.
They just call it the 441. But I'm sure if I ever spent $200 on it, which I wouldn't do, the box would arrive with the word Sennheiser on it, because that's usually the way it all works. Where'd it go? There it is. AliExpress, $233.54, MD441. And
gotcha.
It comes in a red and black version, which you can't get from Sennheiser.
But they're selling it as a Sennheiser.
No, they're just selling it as an MD441. But what I'm saying is,
companies like that are doing copies, counterfeits, whatever you want to call it, but they're not calling it that, and they're not trying to deceive anybody. They're saying, no, this isn't.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that until you actually spend the money. I like I said, I bought this, and the in the ad, when you go look at this on AliExpress, I think is where I bought it from. It just says MK441, and all the branding is photoshopped out. You can't. It's not smeared. It's gone. So you could say the same thing. I suspect if somebody were to go spend $251.18 plus shipping to get one of these fake Sennheiser
What were you?
441s,
Yeah,
it
Joe
would
was
say
trying to add
Sennheiser.
something into this.
Yeah, Joe.
Well, just I mean, I think the last time we talked, we did say there's a difference between clones and people who are trying to sell counterfeits, right? I mean, there's this weird fine line that an unknowing might not know. Mine, the one I just pulled over here doesn't say Neumann on the box anywhere.
Good.
That's what I.
It says 103, but it doesn't say Neumann.
By
so
them not
it's like
putting the Neumann name on it,
Yeah.
we're not trying to deceive anybody and say
And-
this is. They're just saying no, this is just a copy.
And Livestream Consultant says, here's the thing: if the audio quality of the fake mics are at least decent, you can tweak them. Right. I might buy a clone 103, which is by Neumann standards garbage, but it might be better than the BM800 or any number of other super cheap condensers that are being made. Right. So it's like you got a point. Livestream Consultants,
You could
If
get
you-
lucky. It could be a Bifaley quality microphone.
I've been very happy with the Bifaleys, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, the
Have
one you
you-
used last time was really good.
Have you? There are the V5. In fact, I toyed with the idea of using it tonight. It's just I didn't have my right mic holder. I didn't want to dig out everything that came with it. I love the way my voice sounds on that microphone. I think that their C414, the 25 millimeter copy, and from what I've heard, the 34 millimeter, which I'd love to get my hands on, but I don't have one, sounds really good. More than they have a right to sound. It's just the P-Roar, Pro Air or whatever it's called. It's the same thing. It's the same company.
Pro AR, yeah.
Pro AR, Pro Roar,
hate that
P-Roar. But here's the thing. I've been on, like, I like, I like going on the forums, and I'm trying to remember which forum. It doesn't matter. There are forums that have active, where people buy these things and they take them apart. And the thing that's been pointed out to me about the Bifaley microphones is that it's a mic that has no right to sound as good as it does with as poorly as it's put together. Like the soldering, I've seen people tear it apart on these forums, real microphone aficionados who know about building these things. They're just like, look at those solder points, and look, they didn't even clean it when they did it. It's like, and so they've got a good circuit in them as far as the way it sounds. But is it going to last like a quality microphone from Shure? I don't know. I'm guessing probably not, because if you're not cleaning the solder, it's going to wear through the PCB at some point. It's going to continue to have chemical reaction.
Well, I come from a different world.
Mhm.
So I come from a world where I was tearing stuff apart and putting it together when I was 12, 13, 14 with a soldering iron and learning how to do this stuff. And I think that if you don't have a lot of money and you're interested in this kind of stuff, that you can buy some of those cheap mics and do the same kind of thing that Bark does. You can open them up,
Mhm.
you can resolder them, you can get different capsules,
Do
you
the
can make
Frankenstein, right?
you can, because almost every, I don't want to turn this into an old man thing, but if you listen to the people who have of my generation who have been doing this stuff for a really, really long time, it was learning to master with the limitations of tape that made them great mastering engineers, because they had obstacles to get over. They had things that they needed to get rid of. And I think the same thing would be true if you were just getting into microphones. There's no reason that you couldn't get some of these cheaper mics and rebuild them. Like I said, like Bark does, and lots of other people. Lots of people do the the AKG mod with the the caps to change the frequency response and all kinds of things like that. I don't think there's enough of us who do enough of that, because if you're not rich, you have to be smart or willing to learn. Right? You can make a lot of microphone cables or repair microphone cables really cheaply. And I think that's just the world I came from. It's just learn how to do it, figure it out, get a book.
I think it's a great point. And everybody, I'm learning to solder. I believe it or not, after all the years I spent in consumer electronics, I'm not good at soldering, but I'm getting better because, as I said the last time we got together, I'm going to build my own mic, and I like to mod. I've done it, and it's not pretty, but I've done it. And just to be clear, I'm not saying don't buy a bifaily microphone. I own 5 or 6 of them. I love them.
Me too.
But there are considerations. They're not producing innovative custom in-shop circuit boards. They're using pretty common inexpensive
stuff that a lot
shop
of
circuits
anybody can get. Yeah.
So they just did a really they managed to build a relatively good microphone at a good price, and that's awesome. I mean, I would seriously have to ask myself, like, what is it? There's a bifaily V87 that I'd really love to get, and that's a $259 microphone. I'd have to think long and hard. What other microphone could I get for $259?
Right.
Before I drop the cash on it. I still might.
Which one is that, Phil?
I believe it's the V87. That's the one with the 3 polar patterns. It is a visual. I'm not going to say an exact copy, but it's one of those that's like 95% close to another microphone. Most of their microphones are visual copies of Neumann's and others. They have a couple of original. I think the V5 is an original design. But they don't market them as those other ones. They have their own unique packaging, and they have their own model numbers for the most part, although they steal the same model numbers sometimes too. They have KK205s and 505s and things like that.
Yes, live stream consultants. The days of Heathkit.
I don't know what that is.
The V81. I'm sorry. Did I say the 87? I think it's the V81. V81S.
You don't know what Heathkit is, Clay? You're far too young.
I must be.
Heathkit was a company that sold kits that you could build anything. You could build your own oscilloscope. You could build your own TV, radio, transmitter. I've got in the other room, I have a great big Heathkit. It measures distortion.
Sound distortion.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had kits you could build anything.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Sounds like an erector set.
Yeah, except more dangerous.
More dangerous, really?
Well, you work with electricity,
Yeah. I wonder why they stopped selling those.
I think people weren't interested in doing it anymore.
Oh, you don't think it was like
times have changed?
Viability after all the things changed.
I'm not sure.
There's so much of that now. But
I mean, it seems like when the kids that were making Heathkit stuff, when computers came along, they became computer programmers, and they started doing digital things instead of making analog circuits. That's kind of how I remember the transition.
Yeah.
The electronic nerds became the computer nerds, and I say that with all the love in my heart. That's as I remember it, but I'm not really sure that that's true. But
is it the Vanguard that V81 is a copy of? Vanguard microphone, I think, and then the bifaily V10 is a copy of a JZ microphone, and you know what, Joe? I when I was a kid, I had that Radio Shack kit where there was like 100 products in one, where you could put the wires together and you could make everything from the one I remember is the big ear where you could listen.
Mhm.
Basically,
Yeah.
it was a microphone and a
But
and a headphone,
yeah.
the earpiece.
Yeah.
You could listen in on conversations on the other
It was
room.
like a little satellite dish thing.
Yeah, those were great. Those
Yeah.
were great. And sad to say, I don't think that that's part of the. It's part of the current young generation's
No.
interest, but they're programming. So what the hell, you know?
Different side of it. But that's,
Yeah,
no, they wouldn't be interested in that.
they're
They're
far
more
advanced.
interested in computer stuff and online things and living in a world that's not the world. So,
I mean, hey, if virtual reality ever becomes a thing, I'll probably lose my life in there. So
I got a confirmation from live stream consultants. That's nice to know.
what?
Oh, he just says that's about right. Probably about what happened with soldering versus computers. Probably, that transition there.
Yeah.
do they even have shop in schools anymore? They have metal shop and wood shop and stuff like that.
Well, I think that, I don't know because I don't know about a lot of schools. I hope so, but a lot of them have gone to, when I went to school, I went to electronics program. But we also had, you could do regular high school for half.
Mhm.
You could do regular high school, or you could go to a professional trade. You could do building trades. You could do, which is just construction. You could do being an electrician, plumber.
See, we have that.
I went to electronics. My son went through the welding program, so he's got all of his welding certifications.
I wish I could weld. I wish I
Yeah.
could weld.
So yeah, I think that some schools do have that kind of thing. The school district I'm in here, it's called Polaris, and they've got welding. They've got culinary school. The kids actually run the cafeteria, so they get business and scheduling
That's
and as well as cooking. So yeah.
Nice.
So I
we
mean,
have a school very similar that's like the whole school is geared toward that. It's not a regular high school. It's called Ellis Tech, and they do hairstyling, cosmetology, plumbing, whatever.
yeah.
Carpentry.
Live stream consultant says no, they don't, because the liability of metal or wood shop is too high in many areas.
Yeah. Automotive.
know-
They also do automotive in some
Yeah,
places.
yeah, they have it here.
Losing a fingertip adds character.
Actually, here you can so say you've got a vehicle that needs something done on it. You can go to them and check with them and see if they're at a point where they need a car to work on for school, and you can get your repairs done for like just the cost of parts.
Cool.
Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
done it, but I've heard people all talk about doing it. Oh, take it to Ellis Tech.
Here in town where I live, the community college, I used to, when I was a renter at an apartment complex here in town, there was a community college literally right across the parking lot from my,
Yeah.
and I faced their auto shop, and that's what they did there. They had a trade program where they taught car repair. And I watched that program grew. It's probably still growing year by year. They'd add on to the auto shop, add bays, and add more as more money got injected into it.
Yeah. Yep.
I have
Well,
9 and 7/8
guys.
fingers. That's great.
9 and 7, 8. We are well past the 60-minute mark.
All right.
Wow. Yes, we are.
So
So
good
So
show.
I-
what do we got? We've got a subject for next week. We do.
I mean, we're 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks. Yes, I always say next time.
It's because you know
Next
secretly
time,
you want to
next
do it
time.
weekly. That's what it is.
I do. I do.
I think it's time to break Kevin's heart and tell him that you're going to bi-weekly with his show, and we're going to do this every week.
We're gonna do a.
well, they already are bi-weekly.
Oh, are you? I thought it was every week.
Well,
No, well, we do something every week.
right.
Oh,
but,
that's right.
But
You
the
swap
shows are.
We have two different. Yeah.
Well, okay.
The
Well, then-
get off my lawn is just really not. We have no expectations for that. It's just
I'm
fun.
not
fun.
pressuring you. Well, clearly
Yeah.
we don't have
Okay,
expectations.
you can
for this
pressure me
either.
all you want. I don't pressure easily. So
Is there any last point?
Where is
Since
it?
let's see if we can wrap this up in another 8 minutes max.
Well, the other thing
hopefully.
we can do is like after the show is we can ask people who are on to please post topics too. That would be great.
yeah. I mean,
don't have to
tonight
keep
we didn't
coming up
have as
with
many.
ideas.
We had live stream, Miss K, King Paco.
Oh, is Miss K here? I didn't see her.
She was. I don't know if she still is, but She was 24 minutes ago.
All
Wait
right.
a minute. 16 minutes ago. But yeah, if you guys, please, if you've got ideas or comments or things that you want to talk about or you want us to dig into, because there's a couple guys that are really smart here. I'm not one of those guys, but
That's not true.
yeah, those two guys have some good ideas. And the second idea that we had for options for today was something about microphone, mass production, hand built.
No, it was
Production offers benefits. So what is that?
so the potential topic was, in this day and age, since most, more and more regular people who are not audio experts or files are learning everything about microphones. For the average person, do they need to worry about doing anything more than just getting a microphone that out of the box sounds good for their voice, and not worry about what is processing, what is compression, what is,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
is it just enough? Because there's so much choice now. It's not like it used to be. There are so many microphones.
There's a lot of mics, not this, but like a lot of the the cheaper mics sound pretty good with no processing or no, they just good enough to get done what they want to do. No, you guys went silent after I said that.
No, well, I mean,
No.
obviously, I think the answer is it depends, but it's not like podcasting isn't the fastest growing pastime in the world. So
One of the things that sort of blows this all up, now that we're getting at the end, I can turn it on its head,
Mhm.
is that we've talked about all these different microphones that people are counterfeiting, or they're cloning, or they're whatever, which leads to lots of confusion and a lot of harm.
Mhm.
But from what I'm seeing from Bark and from a lot of other people, is that the wireless lav market has exploded,
Mhm.
and they are so cheap, and they're getting better and better and better. Now, there are some tricks about how to use labs, because there's some places where you can get in a lot of trouble. But to your point, right? I think that if someone was just starting a podcast and they didn't want to have to worry about it, pick up a 57 for crying out loud and be done. I mean, that would be, if you didn't know anything, you didn't know anyone that could help you, and you didn't whatever, that would be a solution you could
Sound good without processing it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or a whole bunch of the other mics that you have used and you have reviewed, I just don't know anything about. I only own the one Fine. Well, I own a couple of them, but I only own the one model of Fine. But some of those are really, really good for the money.
There are a lot of great USB mics that they don't meet my criteria of what is a good USB microphone.
Yeah.
But there are good USB microphones that are cheap, that you can hear yourself. You don't sound like going on the air, but you can hear yourself, and you can hear the people speaking.
One of the things I would suggest to anybody who wants to do a podcast that is not interested in doing an audio podcast, they're not wanting to do something in the audio world, because if you're doing tech stuff, people kind of expect you to change mics and use different gear and showcase different stuff, and collecting mics is kind of your thing. If you do not want to do that, and you just want to do your cooking show, I just want to teach you how to make bread, I would just go out and watch a ton of different podcasts and see what they're using. Does this person sound okay?
What pleases your ear?
What are they doing, and how do they sound? Is the audio getting in the way, or do you not even think about the audio? Do that. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is just to sound normal and natural and listenable. And this is how much yeast I use. I mean, I think, because I listen to all kinds of different podcasts, and you can tell the people who are in production, because they always sound fantastic, but most of them sound okay.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about making bread, and I'm not picking on bakers, but all you have to do is sound okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Go watch my video from last week about the Vocaster deal that's going on right now.
There, yeah,
$39,
there you
you can
go.
get a
Right.
Vocaster one with 70 dB of clean gain, a really killer dynamic microphone that sounds really, 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 really close to an SM58. Comes with the cable, the
Was it
XLR
39
cable.
or $49?
$49.
40. Okay.
Did I
For
say
the-
39? 49.
For the
The
Vocaster?
Vocaster one by itself
It's
is
a
$39.
Vocaster one. That is worth. I'm not.
Wait a
gonna-
minute. There's a kit?
Yeah.
You get the Vocaster one. You get a pair of Vocaster headphones that are knockoffs of the Sony MDR, V6s.
75 was okay.
Yeah, 7506s,
And-
V6s.
And
You get the DM1 microphone, dynamic microphone, which if it's not, I did a video about this, about is it made by Shure? If it's not made by Shure, and I don't think it is, they did a really good
it's
job
very, very close.
faking it. Yeah, it sounds
49
close enough.
Joe.
Wow.
You can get the Vocaster 2, same headphones, and I forget what it is. It's the
DM2, the step up,
14 something.
DM14Z, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
It's their set, their
The broadcast
approximate
mic for
SM70.
99 bucks.
Yeah, for $99.
And is
So
there
if you
so-
think you're going to have guests in the studio, get that one.
Is there software both Mac and
Yeah.
Yes.
Windows and Mac?
Vocaster Hub.
Yep.
Yes, and it comes with it.
Okay.
And Vocasters, I believe, are compatible with most DAWs too.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're using a DAW, digital audio workstation, you really want to get into
Yeah,
it.
those are incredible prices. And then, like you said, if somebody's just starting out, they're in the bag for less than $100.
That's
I'd
amazing.
buy for $49. I'd buy that Vocaster one
only
combo
thing
before I
missing
would buy
is a
any
laptop
USB
or a
microphone at the same
computer.
price.
Yeah, I might buy that one just to have in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows I don't need it.
It's available from,
No, but-
multiple retailers, Joe. Multiple
Hard
retailers.
to not want to snatch that up while it's around.
If it's still going on, it should still be. Let's
They're,
see.
the Vocaster interfaces to me are just way beyond the price range that they're in. They're clean. I think they're even quieter than the Rodecaster.
They are quieter than the Rodecaster.
I think that they have a special sauce. I could be wrong, but it sounds as if they've got a little bit of saturation that makes everything sound a little bit better. And
Mhm.
maybe that's just my bias, but I listen to that and
No.
I go, "Oh, that sounds so good."
They do have. I mean, they even the I'm using a Vocaster 2 right now, and the Vocaster Hub even has basic processing. It's got compression.
Oh,
it's
no.
got-
I mean, I know I bought one for the sports guys.
okay.
So our sports team has a two. So I'm familiar with it. I just don't personally own one.
Well,
Where
the
is
sale
that
is still
deal?
going on. It's still
Where?
going on. You
Where
can
is
buy
it?
it from Focusrite Direct. You can buy it from Sweetwater, Musician's Friend, B&H Photo, Guitar Center.
I need a link.
Amazon.
I'll post a link in the chat before we get out of here.
Full Compass has it. Everybody's now got it on sale for $49.
I'll just go to Focusrite.
That's amazing.
No. Support a retailer, Clay. Support a retailer.
I'm giving it. Well, then you put a thing in the chat. That's what somebody's
Yeah,
asking.
but if you go to Focusrite, I'm sure they have a local retailer button.
They do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's. I was just trying to. Chris is looking for a link for the $49 deal. So
I just typed in Vocaster 1 combo and in Google, and the
you listening,
search-
Chris?
Yeah, just Vocaster 1 combo. And they're all good
Oh.
Lord. Everybody's jumped on the bandwagon now.
Did you see Live Stream Consultants challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I
I'm
won't be able
thinking,
to participate.
I just don't like the idea of giving Timo any business any more than giving AliExpress any business.
Oh, but
Yeah.
do you have one?
No,
Oh, okay. I do. So maybe I'll use that black one.
I have a
No.
cheap microphone, but it's horrible.
Oh.
Like
Really bad?
yeah, like you guys won't even barely hear me.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is we could all use maybe our worst, cheapest microphone.
I have plenty
Or-
of cheap
or-
microphones.
Well, maybe that's what we could do instead, right? If Live Stream Consultants would say, why don't we use our best, cheapest microphone to highlight that for at least part of the show? That would be
Sure.
something
Our
to show
best,
people.
cheapest. Yeah.
No, it's
We are here to make the viewers' dreams come true.
well. I mean,
I'm going to do a screen share real quick.
Yep.
For live stream consultants. There we are.
I'm going to have to send this microphone into Rode because, man, that is just every time I touch the desk.
well, you know what they'll probably do?
Fix it.
Well, no, they'll probably send you a brand new one.
Yeah, more than likely. Chris, if you're looking, this is what I found just by typing in what Philip said to type in, and bada bing, bada boom, $49 for that one. And where's the other one?
But Chris, check out my video on GeekOmelet.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out after we're done. Here.
Okay, this is
Lord knows I can use the views.
I might even like it.
Oh, thank you. Subscribe too.
Yeah, I will.
That would be great. I'm up to 60 subscribers.
There it is.
I'm so close to monetization. 60 subscribers. I'm a couple of years at least.
So close. I'm gonna remove that. But yeah, just type in that. You can either do Vocaster 1 combo or Vocaster 2 combo.
Here's the deal. If I can get 10,000 subscribers in 1 week, I will arrange for a Shure or Sennheiser rep to be picked. No, I won't do that.
10,000. You are shooting for the moon.
I will procure. Here's what, you know what I'd love to get? I'd love to get a retired Shure or Sennheiser or some microphone company rep who is retired and doesn't have any dependents who'd come on and talk to us so we could ask all the questions we've ever wanted to ask.
So,
all the questions that I would be willing to answer as a retired Sony rep.
I don't know if there's any interested in AKG, and I don't know if I could get him to talk, but I have an AKG guy whenever I have questions, or if I need something fixed. I as you know, probably
Yes,
I
gave
buy
me
a
his
lot
name.
of buy a lot of AKG stuff, and there have been times I go, I don't know, maybe this sounds a little weird. Can you check it? He'll pull it apart. He'll resolder the whole thing. He'll clean it. He'll check
why
it.
don't you do this with this guy?
He'll check it against factory specs, and if it needs anything, he'll change it, send it back to me. I had something recapped last year. You know,
see if he's able to do this kind of thing, and invite him.
I can ask him. I don't know if he is or not.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
I haven't reached out to him about my AKG C1000S yet, my broken one, because I just found out that I have a connection at Harman.
Oh,
so
yeah, 1,000. No, Chris, he said 10,000.
Real subscribers, not fake ones.
1,000.
Yeah, and I was just joking. I will not go get a. I was going to say I would do a Cousin Eddie and get me a Shure rep. I'll drive up to his house in my RV and grab him and bring him back
with your shotgun.
Yeah, no. As I was making that joke, it is a joke. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do
Chris,
that. I don't want to joke
to
about
your Geek Omelet, Chris, he's got good videos. I'm so stoked that you're putting videos out. So.
Yeah, I finally have started producing videos.
Keep going.
And I've even left the Superman video up there because it's got more views than any of my videos.
Leave it.
I'm like, okay.
I recently put a video back on my channel that I had hidden. It was the one that boosted my channel the most, and it's got nothing to do with what I'm doing. I just put it back because I researched it, and it says it's best to just leave it on, even though it's got nothing to do with what you're doing.
Well, it's interesting, not to drift because we're well past 7:30 now, but I started Geek Omelet. I started Geek Omelet as a tool review. Well, my time as a tool review channel, right? And I just realized I didn't have the money to continue buying power tools that I wasn't using every day.
You're such a tool.
But I still have a room full of power tools that I'd never ended up reviewing. So I'm like, I need to do those. Basically, review what you've got.
Yeah.
It's like they're all old at this point. They're all, they've been replaced. So maybe it's like, well, if you find a deal, I don't know.
It's either that or you need to rebuild the house.
Yeah, I'm already working on that. I'm a homeowner. It's an ongoing process. You never stop working on the house, especially when you can't pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I'm not at 1,000 yet either. So,
Yeah.
but I don't make videos very often. So.
I just need to start hanging around with more successul YouTubers. That's what it is. No offense, guys, but I mean, you just, what do you got for me?
I've got 783 and 14 videos though. I think that's a pretty good average.
14 videos.
Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Let's
what?
we need to do like a marathon or
Phenomenal
something.
You have 14 videos and you have how many subscribers?
783.
That's incredible.
That's amazing, man. But that doesn't surprise me.
How
Your
long
videos are excellent, man.
How long have your videos been up? Like, what's the longest that the video's been up?
Let me check the
Because believe it or not, some of the first things I started doing a couple years ago I'm getting questions on them still today.
Oh yeah.
People are watching that, and I'm like, geez, that's old,
So
I know that Kevin does a pop culture podcast, and that's why I did the whole Superman video, because I eventually want to do a pop culture podcast.
I ended up getting a collaboration with him because he loves Superman. Yeah, sorry, Joe, go.
So 5 years ago, so it had probably been the summer of 20 during COVID, I did the AKG C3000 video.
5 years ago?
5 years ago. So it got 25,000 views.
And then like, what was, if you can look on that video, how many views?
25K.
So do you do shorts? Joe, do you take that
25,000.
content, repurpose it in shorts and things like that?
No, I never have.
What's the most recent comment? I can't say reaction, but recent comment.
The most recent one that shows up here is a year ago.
On that video.
Is a year ago. I'm not sure that's the most recent, but that's what it says on the top.
Okay. Well, that's still pretty good because it's 5 years ago that you put it up there.
Yeah, but I still get comments and questions, and sometimes people go to my webpage and ask me questions there.
Yeah, that's something I am probably going to have to start getting into is a webpage.
They're good videos. They're good videos.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them.
What? So what's your next video, Joe?
Well, it's the summer I started. I did one on the MXL because I thought I've got a bunch of MXL, not a lot, but I've got a handful of MXL microphones, and those should be fairly simple. So I was going to call it the MXL Parade. So my next video, my MXL video, is going to be on the CR78, which Hank at Free Podcast Duels did, and on their e-commerce website, I think they said it was the new version of the 770 or the 990.
I have questions about MXL microphones.
So I've been doing a lot of research on those. So it's one is in the MXL. The other one I've been wanting to do one on is my 1942 Electro Voice. I've also got a Shure mic from the 1950s. So more about that. I've got my art Linkletter and whatchamacallit, Bob Barker mic, the extendable mic. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So I've got some that I think people are interested in, and I've got a bunch of more historical stuff that I find. I also did the one on the AKG C1000S, and I want to do a video about all of those types. Are they still relevant? Because I think with people shooting on their phones, now that they have batteries built in and you can put them right into your phone, I think they're more relevant than ever. If you put your phone in one of these handheld cages and put one of those on top, I think they're a great option. I think that their time has come back around, kind of like wide ties. They keep, they come back in vogue, and then they leave vogue. But I think that those actually have a new life. So the C1000s, the Rode M3, the Rode NT3, the M3, the NT3. There's a variety of those types of mics with built-in batteries. So I've got a handful that are at the top of my list to do next. But
I'm running an experiment right now with the Rode M3 and the NT3. I bought a $7.99 for 2 rechargeable lithium-ion 9-volt battery. I've had it in here for a month and a half, and it still works when I turn it on.
9-volt battery goes in those?
Yeah, these are 9-volt batteries.
Oh, I did not realize that. Oh, Pigtown Sports, how you doing?
I picked
I
down.
did see him in there.
That's the big change between the C1000 Mark IV and the other ones. The first
I'm looking
three,
at the NT3.
yeah, the NT3 is a 9-volt battery. Yeah, this is it. I'm holding it up right now.
I did not know that you put a 9-volt in there. Yeah. Huh.
Well, you learn really quick. You try and put a AA in there, it ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
No, if you put a battery in, you don't need power. You don't need phantom power.
And power, yeah.
Okay.
So you could go right from this guy, which is XLR, to 1/8 inch, and then from that into your phone.
Yep.
Oh, so you could go out and like, I could collect sounds
With your phone,
nice.
or make a movie or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Without having to have your phone doesn't have to give it phantom power because it has a battery.
How long do they last?
Oh, 100 hours.
Battery, yeah.
Just you turn them off when you're not using. Oh yeah, you turn them off when you're not using them. They last a long time.
Because Clay, they've got a mute switch on them.
Right. I'm not sure if
I wish
100
you were
hours is
here.
right, but I think it's a long time.
He's got to at least be here to defend himself.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, just to be clear, I was not slamming Mike. Mike is awesome.
Who?
I just
Mike.
to be clear, he's not the only one either that gets excited about
Listen,
a microphone.
I got excited about that because most of the USB XLR combos that have mute buttons or on and off switches or whatever, it doesn't work as soon as you plug in the XLR. You're done.
Right.
There's
And
nothing.
Mike is.
Everything old is new again.
Are you talking about Mike Newman?
Yeah.
He's not here. He's watching the Lions game.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
But just to be clear, I'm not slamming Mike Newman. It was how excited he got about it that I just got tickled, and also I felt really old.
And it's really funny because in my world, I never want anyone to have an on-off switch.
No.
And
And by the way,
hear that audible click.
No, because I don't want someone on stage going, "Is this thing working? Is this click, click, click?" It's like, no, I want to pot it up and pot it. I want it to always be on, and I have control.
That's how you can. That's how you can tell a Shure SM57 and SM58 were designed to be professional microphones, because you can't buy them with switches.
But the precursors you can.
Yes, the previous versions you can.
Yeah.
Well, we got to come up with 15 to 18 more minutes of talk because we're going to push 2 hours.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, well, this isn't television.
We're going to hit. We might as well because we've already gone this far. Let's just make the goal.
I wonder if the Sterling mic is here.
Line up the kick.
Yeah, well, there you go. So if you see somebody selling a Shure SM57 or SM58 and it's got a switch on it, it's fake.
Okay.
They don't make SM57s and 58s with switches, or 58s at least. I don't think they make 57s with switches.
So this E835 does not have a switch.
But they do make.
I thought
that's the thing. Sennheiser E835S is made by Sennheiser, and it has a switch.
Yeah.
And that's the only difference. That's why it has the S at the end. But that does not universally apply.
Better that far away. I don't know if it sounds better, but
it sounds great. I love the E835.
Yeah, if you get right up, like if you get on top of this thing, man, it sounds good to me.
Mine got stolen years ago.
All you see is the mic. You know, I didn't know if I wanted to do that or not, because then it just looks like I'm hiding behind it.
Well, you know, that's the wonderful thing about those Sennheiser microphones. If you want a more sensitive, you can get the E945, which is it's $100 more, but
you can get it further away, and
you can get it further away because it's a more sensitive microphone.
Is it a condenser or a dynamic?
No, it's a dynamic. And truthfully, although it's tuned, the capsule is a little different. It's tuned slightly different. It's not that different than the 835 yet.
What's
you
he
look
doing back
online. He's digging for something. But you look online and man, there are people like trashing the 835. And I'm like, clearly I had a different experience with
Track
my
and trace?
835. Yeah, like
Nice. That
it's
sounds
crap.
great.
The paint peels on it, and
Well,
it's
it's
not
got
tough. And
yeah, but it's who cares? Like
I,
it's not on the runway. It's sitting here in the studio.
I got to tell you, I think next week I'm going to dig out my MD my MD 80 my MD 46, my Sennheiser MD 46. I love the
Mm.
way my voice sounds on that microphone,
You
and
find
just
it?
Well, no, it must be in the studio somewhere, or maybe someone has it. So we were talking about microphones that people. This is just microphones that maybe someone should try to get if
Mhm,
they were just starting out. So
mhm.
maybe a couple of years ago, Bark did a Sterling. I think it was maybe the
Oh,
P10, the P20, and the
oh, I've got a
the
P20 and a P30. Love them.
P30, and the P30 is a active dynamic.
Yeah,
So
it's
it
got an
takes
activator built into it.
so it's got a preamp built in, requires phantom power. And when I first got it, I had my recording class. I'm gonna clip over. Yeah, sure, battery. So I had my recording class. Who knows? Who most of them had known nothing about microphones. Each student had to record into 5 different microphones, and so every student had to record into 5 different microphones, ranging from $20 to $500.
Yeah.
Which means they didn't have any expectations. They didn't know anything about the mics. And then what they had to do is they had to listen to everyone's voice in the whole class and say which mic they preferred. The P30 came out overwhelmingly above every other
Is that an
microphone.
APG?
No, it's Sterling. It's I think
Sterling, yeah, okay.
I think it's a Guitar Center brand, isn't Sterling a Guitar Center
I don't
brand,
know.
Philip?
I've never
It
heard of
is a Guitar Center run. Hey, how do I sound, guys? How does this sound?
Good.
it.
This
Okay.
is a Sterling 151.
Oh,
This is a condenser microphone that I think was tuned to have a radio DJ sound. I can't hear the room with it, even though, this has got a self noise of 4 dB, I think. This has got a self noise of like 16 dB, but I think my voice sounds so sweet on this microphone.
Yeah.
And I cranked the gain to where I think it should be. But I love this microphone. I bought it used for $39.
That's great.
It's just, if you were looking to get into YouTubing and podcasting, it's a sweet microphone.
that's a dark blue one, right? Long
No,
tube, dark blue.
it's the black. It's the step up with the metal works on the. So it's not the 55. It's the 155. I think you're thinking
151?
about 151. The 155, I think, is the blue one.
Okay, I've got one of them.
Yeah, it's the same microphone. Basically, you're adding I think cutoff switches on the when you go up to the 55, you're adding a low cut filter and a high pass filter or a low pass filter. I don't know. And then when you go up to the third one, you're getting a 3-polar pattern. So you're getting a dual, basically their version of an AKG 400 series, P400 series.
Yeah, I got one very cheap. I couldn't pass it up, so I grabbed it.
I don't know what people don't like about these. They get such hate.
A lot of the microphones that have been made for Guitar Center over the years, like the Nova, are really good.
If people can love MXL microphones, no offense to MXL, but they used to be the Chinese mic brand. I mean, basically they filled the niche that all these that the Fine Finds and the other brands like that are in now. And suddenly MXL's been sort of raised up, but they're still making their mics the same way.
Yeah, I've got praise and real misgivings about MXL microphones. Let's see. I'll save it for video, but
yeah, aren't they kind of like the Lego of microphones, though? I mean, they repurpose a lot of the same parts in different
Lego?
bodies.
no, yes,
That's a great way to put it.
right. I think that I don't know who's taking care of their marketing, but I would have done things very, very differently. I think they repackage things over and over and over again to try to get people to buy more mics, as opposed to maybe putting a little bit more money into the mics and selling them at a higher cost. Most of the people I know think that they're better than the cost would tell you, but they're inconsistent.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, because when you're not spending a lot of money on parts, you can get some inconsistency. So there's that.
And they're also not afraid to keep producing the same model number, but with different parts on the inside, because they can't get them anymore, or they change the motherboard from a a through component motherboard to a surface mounted.
Well, most of that changed in 2013, so they're all surface mounted now. But the there's that transitional period. But the other thing about them is I just can't trust them. Like, I'm working on the CR78 video, and when you go to the web page and the little teaser for the video, when you go to the CR78 web page and you right click the polar pattern, because I'm going to download that and include it in my video, it says the name of that image is MXL440, and you right click the frequency response graph and download the image, and the image is called the MXL V67G. It's like, so these are images from two different microphones. Are you too lazy to put the real one up there? It's like, you know what I mean? It's just not good for their brand to be so sloppy with their marketing.
Or do they not care? This is one of the things that I worry about with brands like Bifaley, is that I don't think that they're putting a lot of effort into actually figuring out what the response of their microphones are. Not at sub $100 pricing like that.
You think they're just making them and whatever?
Yeah, I just think it's like, grab that chart. But again, what do I know? I'd have to throw it on an oscilloscope. Is it oscilloscope, Joe? That's what I need to throw it on to figure out if they're correct or not.
Well, you could, or just in any of your DAWs. Most of your DAWs have a frequency response graph, so you output some white noise with a good quality microphone, another microphone to test it with. What you'd have to do is you'd have to put out white noise out of a good monitor and test that with a measurement mic, an accurate mic made for measuring, so you could EQ your output to make sure your speaker is putting out white noise evenly across the spectrum. And once you have that, then you could record that with your microphone and then check what it's getting, knowing that the white noise is correct. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the fact that I'd have to do it through a pair of good monitors means that I can't do the testing here, because I only have KRKs.
I think my head just went full circle. It just turned all the way around.
Well, if you're going to test a microphone, you have to know what it's listening to is accurate.
Right.
So you have to calibrate the sound coming out of your monitors to make sure that that's accurate. And then you have your microphone getting that sound. It's what you do with any piece of equipment. You put in something and you measure what's coming out the other end, and the frequency response curve is the difference. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what have we learned here today?
A needle pulling thread. You said
What?
so.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Glad to help, live stream consultants. Glad to help. I've been wanting to do that, and there's a similar you do a similar thing for creating a polar pattern, except directionally, and then except that's usually done at 1K, which is why it's not always accurate. Really high-end microphones, if you look at their polar pattern, they will actually have different polar patterns for different frequencies. So that's another place for microphones to lie, is they can give you a polar pattern but not tell you at what frequency it was recorded at. What frequency are they using there? Is it 1K or 5K or 10K? If they don't tell you, it's a lie. In the same way that the frequency response graph is a lie. Because if they don't tell you plus or minus how many decibels, anyway, that's a series of videos I think I should probably make, and then there's a way of calibrating microphones to determine their sensitivity. There's a set of known parameters that you set a mic up at. You expose it to a certain frequency or certain frequency at a certain distance. You give it a certain number of decibels going in, and then you measure its output to determine its sensitivity. And that's been standardized. Whether or not manufacturers always pay attention to that standardization is, again, another question, because marketing is marketing.
And what I want an answer to is, does a dynamic capsules
No.
make a difference in sound? Then why do they make different size dynamic capsules?
Why
are they not all the same size?
It
makes no difference.
They make dynamic. No, it doesn't make. It makes a difference, but not in the same way. The difference is the different sizes are more robust, and different sizes in the same way that with condensers, when they're smaller, they have less mass, so they do transients better. But that doesn't mean they have better frequency response. If they have less mass, they can just start to move easier. It's a lot easier to start a Volkswagen moving than it is to push a truck.
The coil, the wiring is part of a dynamic microphone's diaphragm, right?
Well, the wire, right, and that's what
wiring is part of the capsule.
Well, it's yes, it's generally referred to as a motor. I mean, or cartridge. We talk about it as a cartridge because you have to have the wire and the capsule moving as one piece. It's not at all the same as when you have a condenser.
I'm just poking at Joe, everybody.
I know.
I'm just teasing.
but that changing that capacitance is one thing in a condenser microphone.
Yes.
And when you are working when you're working with that cartridge, there's a variety of things. Oh, I actually have notes here if you're really
tune in 2 weeks and
we could
Joe
talk
and I
about
will
it.
Start our special.
Yeah.
No, I already started that in case I wanted to do that. But I have a bunch of notes here about let's see.
So I guess an accurate statement would be the size of the cartridge, because that's related to the winding and the diaphragm, can impact the sound of a dynamic mic.
Yes, but in a very, very different way.
Yes.
Than the condenser capsule does.
Yes, because we're talking electric cars versus gas cars here, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
They both do the same thing at the end of the day, but how they get there is different.
Yeah. Yes. They make a difference, but not nearly in the same way. Yeah.
And now, have you seen, and I know we got to end here, have you seen, is it the Scrit or the Scarrett microphone that uses microchips as multiple microchips? The Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov just did a series of videos about it. It's this little tiny USB microphone. And he is just in love with it.
Is that the Firefly or a different one?
Yeah. Firefly? Is that what it's called? I thought it's the... Okay.
No, well, Joe just did something. It's the Firefly. Because he's got this really, really dramatic promotional ad that he does for it.
Yeah. The world's small... Now, the company is Soundskrit. I sure hope he's got a percentage of that company for as
but it's the Firefly, right?
Yes, it's the Firefly.
Firefly.
Uh-oh, is Joe gone?
Yeah,
what happened?
I don't know. Been gone for a little bit now. He said, I wonder if it's, and then bloop. It was goodbye.
Okay. Well, now we have to hang around for another 15 minutes.
I know.
To get back on. So no, we can end. I'm totally fine.
Well, I'm going to give him an opportunity to come. I'm super tired. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I can
But
tell.
I'm
I
gonna
saw you
get.
rubbing your eye. It's like,
Yeah, I can't help it. I told you. Once
it's
we get
late. I
past
know.
that hour mark, I start getting all.
I don't know, Clay. I just think you could be
Um,
more of a professional. I mean, if I can't be professional, you have to be professional.
somebody's got to do it.
Right. Hey, look at this. Watch when I hit the mic. Oh, it's still.
Still
Oh,
doing it.
so maybe my road isn't broken. Maybe that's just what happens when you
He
put
made it back.
a condenser mic in this
I said we'd wait
cheap
for you to
boom
come
arm.
back, and then I want to end because I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
The show.
Okay. Oh, you guys are just a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
It's late on the East
Well,
Coast.
late for us, so.
What do you live on the East Coast or something? I don't know what's going on.
I got to work in the morning.
Okay.
So.
Actually, I've got a mixing class tomorrow. We're talking about flanging and phasing and chorusing and those kinds of things.
Well, here, put this question to the class, Joe. Do you need to worry about those things, or do you just need to get a microphone that sounds good on your voice so you don't got to worry about those things?
It's a mixing class, not a recording class.
I know.
But so what you don't know is that a couple weeks ago, I opened up Clay and Kevin's podcast during my class and asked them a question for my class, and they answered it. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
You know what you could do one time? Have the class come up with a question.
Oh.
And Joe, I will pass this information on to you. I have now a call-in number, so if somebody calls in, they can join us.
Cool.
On just their audio.
Yeah, or maybe I could always set up the camera in the classroom and we could join you sometime. But.
Does your class actually teach the voice side of broadcasting and how to create a show and stuff like that? Is it sound or?
The radio station's right across the hall. I run the radio station here.
I know, but your class. I'm just saying because maybe every one of your students needs to get a Vocaster 1 kit and start.
Or did you already do it, or are you going to do it? There was something with the cages with all for the phones. He was going to be showing the kids, whatever, college, how they can pretty much film with get good audio, good filming, all this stuff with a cell phone.
Yeah, we're doing that. That class is happening right now.
Okay.
So we're doing a film production class, but we're doing everything with a cell phone. And on Thursday nights, actually, it's a lighting class on Thursday night. So
there you go, lighting
for the camera.
Yep.
Okay.
So you wouldn't know it by my lighting, but yeah.
Paco, hey, I've got one for sale. He does have one for sale if you want to purchase it for the school.
What?
A Rodecaster Duo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk.
I have a Rodecaster. I have a Rodecaster Pro 2 that's going up for sale soon.
Well, I have a Rodecaster. What is it? Just the regular, their first one.
Just the Rodecaster Pro.
Rodecaster Pro, yeah.
Four mic.
Yeah, I've got one of those on our news desk, on our news table.
Well, he's got the 2 one like me.
And it fades the main board. You don't like it?
No, he ended up getting a Rodecaster Video S, or he's going to be.
Oh,
so
yeah. Well, I don't have one. I don't have one for my personal self. So let's talk. Yeah.
Well, you can either reach out to him or contact him through me if you want.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I just remembered something I didn't talk about in the Vocaster. It's got a 2-camera line out. Anyway, okay. Never mind.
Thanks.
Another reason to buy it.
One for 3 hours, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
You guys,
it was fun.
What are we talking about?
Buying a used microphone. Be careful. Buying a new microphone. Be careful.
So we're gonna talk next week, right? We're gonna talk about.
Oh, you're asking what we're going to talk about next week? I
2
don't
weeks.
know.
Oh,
I don't know.
2 weeks.
I don't know.
2 weeks from now.
Maybe
2 weeks from now. I keep saying
Next time.
Yeah, I want to do that subject you threw out, but I don't know if it's the best one to do.
All right. Well, we'll talk around some ideas. We'll come up with a topic of some sort. So,
but I will use a cheap microphone next time, at least for part of it.
Me too.
Okay. So we'll try to do cheap microphones.
All right.
I mean, all of my microphones are cheap, but I'll look for the dungiest, grungiest one I've got.
It doesn't have to be bad.
I'm not going to use the Dollar General mic. It's just too
Oh,
bad.
no. It's got to be
So
usable.
bad.
Or if it's not usable, don't use it for the whole time. You can just use it as a demonstration of what not to do.
I have a cheap Bifaley 16 millimeter that looks like a C414, but it's a 16 millimeter capsule.
So thank you guys. Thank you everybody that came into the chat. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry it was so long. If you're watching this on the replay, that's it. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Just skip through anytime I start to talk.
Yeah,
just
you can jump around. I won't
chapter markers.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm not doing that.
Take it up to 50% faster. You know.
In a 2-hour show, I'd have 17 chapters. No. All right, we'll see you guys again.
All right.
Good night,
everybody. Good night.
Ciao.
Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.